The Super Mario Bros. Movie came out a few months back and it made some money. I gotta be honest, I wasn't expecting much from it. A 90-minute commercial based on video games with paper-thin stories from the people who made Despicable Me? Yeah, I wasn't hyped. Which is why I was surprised by how much I loved it. Illumination poured absolutely everything they had into every frame, and their devotion managed to break through even my crusty cynicism. They went above and beyond the Call of Duty, and the result is probably the best movie based on a video game ever made. So, here's a few movies like Super Mario Bros. That you might like as well. Did you connect with Mario and Luigi's brotherly love? Then you might like The Road to El Dorado. Okay, so Miguel and Tulio aren't literally brothers, but you can't describe these two rogues' relationship as anything else. When they win a map to the fabled city of gold El Dorado in a game of dice that they loaded to their favor, they begin the greatest adventure of their lives. Now, finding the city was the easy part. Being worshipped by the people as gods, and getting the hell out of Dodge with a mountain of gold before the bloodthirsty high priest Zekko Khan finds out the truth? That's the hard part. In the meantime, their friendship is sundering as Miguel realizes that maybe he doesn't really want to leave. The Road to El Dorado is one of the purest evocations of adventure ever made, right up there with classics like Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade. DreamWorks pushed their 2D, 3D integration even further than before, and the movie is just outrageously colorful, with Hans Zimmer's and Elton John's music uplifting the visuals to something so beautiful that it makes me want to cry. It's deceptively well written too. As a small example, when the two are traipsing through the jungle on their way to the city, they save the life of a little armadillo in passing. From then, he'll follow them in the background until he unexpectedly becomes important, and the whole development just feels so natural. Now, none of that would mean much, though, if the movie didn't have Miguel and Tulio's relationship at the heart of it. Tulio is the neurotic pragmatist, and Miguel is the romantic dreamer. Without the two of them balancing out the excesses of the other, neither of them will get anywhere. Right from the beginning, when they improvise a fake argument as a distraction, we can tell that they've pulled this kind of con a few times before.
On guard yourself! I will give you the honor of a quick and painless death. But not with that. I prefer to fight fairly. Aha! Well, any last words?
I will cut you to ribbons, fool.
Such mediocrity. Let your sword do the talking. I will. It will be loquacious to a fault.
When they try it again later in the movie, it's not a con anymore. The movie was a flop when it was released. Maybe audiences didn't connect with the subject, or didn't understand who the intended audience was. It's sexier and more violent than a lot of mainstream animation, even nowadays. Regardless, though we can't change the past, we can still love it for what it is. The Road to El Dorado is probably not suitable for young children, and is currently streaming on Peacock. Did you want to see another movie about a boy and a girl going on an adventure to stop a conquering army? Then you might enjoy Castle in the Sky. Patsu is your average British teenager, orphaned and laboring in a coal mine. The only things his father left him, besides a genetic predisposition for alcoholism, are a journal and a photograph of the mythical floating city of Laputa. Nobody believed in his father's claims, so Patsu dreams of building his own plane out of petrified baked beans and toast to find the city for himself. When a young girl named Shida, who's being hunted down by both sky pirates and the military, literally falls out of the sky and into his arms, if only it were that easy, right fellas? They'll both leave behind everything they've known to chase the ludicrous dream of finding Laputa. If you've never seen a Hayao Miyazaki movie before, then I envy you getting to see this one for the first time. His imagination is so sumptuous that he created an entire world with wings, didn't even give it a name, and never felt the need to return to it in another movie. In this world, airships are more common than cars, and far more advanced. The people live vertically, as if it's the most natural thing in the world, like they halfway expect that, if they fall, a passing plane will catch them. Every time Castle in the Sky shows you something dazzling and new, you think, okay, that was pretty cool. But there's no way that the movie can keep that up, right?
Captain Mother, Goliath is moving! Goliath is moving!
If we stay on this heading, we'll be in the line of fire! Change course!
Look, there she is, it's Sheeta!
What? Where'd you see her?
Steady as she goes, Captain! She's on top of that tower!
And then it just keeps going, surpassing itself in wonderment. Airships, robots, and then finally, Laputa itself. What pushes the movie over the top, from pinnacle of its genre to masterpiece in its own right, is its gentleness. Patsu and Shida's love for each other is guileless and pure, as is their motivation for finding Laputa. They don't want to find the city for its gold, or even to put it in a museum. Their great realization is that the treasure was never the city, but the world that it floats above, resplendent with far more life than one abandoned town. It's a lesson Miyazaki wants us to carry with us after the movie is over. Castle in the Sky is suitable for all ages and is currently streaming on Max. But I am obligated to inform you there are two different scores for the movie. The original score by Joe Hisaishi and the greatly expanded 1998 score that he wrote for the English dub. My own bias is towards the expanded score, as that's what I grew up with, and the movie feels a little barren without it. I'm not sure how Max handles the issue of the two scores, but if it's anything like the Blu-ray, you can only listen to the expanded score while watching the English dub. Now, I love the English dub, but I wish the expanded score wasn't tied to it, so that people could watch the movie the way that they prefer. Okay, last movie.
No, Rue, I don't want that. I don't want some DreamWorks flop or some steampunk garbage. I want another Mario movie, you hack.
Oh, you want a Mario movie? Yeah, I want a Mario movie. Wait, here's a goddamn Mario movie. I don't know why I even bother coming every weekend. Super Mario Bros., The Great Mission to Rescue Princess Peach, is a true relic of animation. When Mario is calmly playing video games one night, Princess Peach emerges from his TV, like Aphrodite from the sea foam, and tasks Mario to save her from the wicked King Koopa. Joined by his manic brother Luigi, they'll overcome the king's minions in a quest to find the 3 power-ups, which will give Mario the strength to vanquish him. I gotta be honest, the story of the film itself is not as interesting as its restoration, in which a cadre of fans over the course of years set themselves the task of rejuvenating the last remaining 16mm print to 4K quality. And, after all their effort, they gave their baby away for free. You can watch the entire cleaned up movie right now, here on YouTube. I'll put a link down below. Mission to Rescue is a very silly movie, and your enjoyment will hinge on whether you can put yourself back in a Saturday morning cartoon frame of mind. But it's fascinating to see what classic Mario iconography looked like back when there were only 2 games. Mario is more or less recognizable, but Luigi is portrayed as an unbalanced gold hound, which I love. And the 2 brothers aren't plumbers, but run a bodega in New Mexico. And the folktale inspirations for the games are much more prominent here, before Mario became a folktale himself. But the rest of the movie is startlingly faithful to what little source material there was, even going so far as to use the original music from the games. Which actually wasn't that great of an idea. The music tracks are only 15 seconds long, so they'll loop several times before the scene is finished. I guess that's being true to the games too. But there are a handful of gloriously cheesy original songs, which I'm only a little embarrassed to enjoy. Mission to Rescue isn't high drama, and truthfully, the animation is subpar even for the time. This movie came out in Japanese theaters in 1986. You know what else came out in Japanese theaters in 1986? Castle in the Sky. But that kind of doesn't matter, because what's more important is that Kineko Video rescued this movie from the jaws of oblivion, when even Nintendo couldn't. And that kind of devotion to animation deserves to be celebrated. Super Mario Bros., The Great Mission to Rescue Princess Peach is appropriate for all ages, and is currently available right here on YouTube. Alright, it's over. No more video. Get out!